in the bottom left. As Ragna in the blue, we have Chew versus DrKillSauce in the top right playing Valder. So yeah, we're just seeing very standard openings from both players. Swords going for the captures. Seeing vertical barge still to this day. Ooh, and KillSauce is going, or was going horizontal, but changed his mind? That's really interesting. Okay, so we're not really seeing standard openings. We're seeing players doing very different things. Is Shu going really aggro? He didn't capture this water village. Okay, forget what I said earlier. Yeah, this is not standard at all. I was just thinking, oh, they're making swords. It's pretty standard, and no, they're just throwing that out the window straight away. I'm getting called out in chat for my standard comment. By standard, I mean they make swords and a mage, and then like this mage captures this and the sword is pushed forward. But even that isn't happening. We're seeing second mage go for this village capture. This mage is here. Vertical barge? This is so bizarre. This is very super aggressive. And we got Ragna joining the call. Hello. How are you doing?
Push to talk on. Yeah, I do. Haha. Okay, hello.
Hello. We're seeing super aggression come out of Shu here.
Well, sometimes you just need to be turbo aggressive and go kill him.
Yeah.
So I'm currently catching up in the replay. But I'm on turn 4.
Oh, well, we are turn 4 KillSauce right now, so.
Okay, so then I'm just slightly behind then. Neato. Yeah, look at that.
So this opening is... People are like mocking, rip it. Like, give me a little flack in chat for saying it was a standard opening from both sides. I think KillSauce is more standard, but Shu just went really aggressive. He built 2 mages early, didn't capture the water village first with this first mage, which is, you know, the standard play. And now we're just seeing him be aggressive and continue to be aggressive. He's very up in Valder's face.
I'm kind of digging this though, just at a glance.
Yeah, it's really good because like Valder's really injured. Ragna has been bullying this 4 sword.
It's also actually giving map control to Ragna here slowly. She's building up the small income advantage.
Yeah, income is equal right now. I mean, obviously it switches sides every turn for the first few turns, but she's just in such a good position. Valder's gonna have to walk back and heal, which means Ragna can either knock the village down or kill a sword. He just has lots of really good aggressive options at the moment.
Yeah, I like when you have options because that lets you dictate the pace of the game.
Yeah, and KillSauce is doing the right thing. He's responding by building a trap for Ragna if she comes too far forward.
Yeah, she's at halfway to getting groove, so it's not like she has an easy escape, but gets to continue to knock over villages.
I like the decapping of that water village. It is, once it gets to a certain health, it's really just frustrating to be able to take it down.
Yeah, I also like this call to start moving Ragna into the forest down here, because it both gives her the forward posturing, but it's not sacrificing positioning or walking into this very obvious trap.
Yeah, and she can side switch quite cleanly from here as well. We see a balloon coming at you with double spears, which is going to be really good. GrKillSauce has double spears of his own, so we're going to have a little bit of a, I guess like an old-fashioned 1.3 match in a way. With like spear walls against each other. But there's a lot more dogs and swords than you would see.
Seems a little bit interesting to try and run in there and do commander on commander violence, but
yeah, it does give Valder groove because he gets 20 at the end of his turn, so he's gonna get another skelly out of this. And okay, Ragna does build some groove off in return, but I guess GrKillSauce just wants to have more and more swords and trying to overwhelm.
seems to be the plan.
Oh, and here comes the first golem.
Oh lord, he coming.
Actually, something to note, both players have just completely ignored this corner village for now.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious what this balloon with these two spears in it does as well, if it goes to try and contest some of these south side villages, or if it syncs up with this kind of center fight. It's a little bit weirdly positioned.
Ooh, big heal comes down on Ragna. What is she going to do with it though? Oh, just hits Valder. Oh wow, just bullying. This is really effective though, because Valder, because he's surrounded by forest, is going to struggle to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, he can always fall back and drop the zombie behind him to cover, but you're right. There's also not a whole ton of options with villages to touch and try and heal back up. It's really just that water village in the center. That's 2 turns away, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, GrKillSauce sensing that there's dudes he can kill is immediately going to jump on them. But his commander
Okay,
needs
so
to pull
next
back.
turn, yeah, Valder and the Golem are going to be able to essentially castle and switch places. So I think GrKillSauce is in the clear, unless there's something that I'm just not seeing with like charging forward and dealing a bajillion damage.
Yeah, he should be fine.
By my
Yeah, he's just gonna retreat.
rise.
Sword is covering the mountain. Could also move that sword to be in the south if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I figured would happen, was you would throw the sword on that forest tile. The right-hand one. To cover the retreat, but okay. Just gonna throw it on the mountain and then move it south. That's fine too.
Looks like GrKillSauce is going to take that corner village. He's going to take the water village as well. He's built up a nice income lead.
Yeah, managing to stabilize after that early aggression.
That said, Shu, so he's behind economically and his unit count's a bit lower, and of course he doesn't have a golem like his opponent does. But Ragna has Groove now, and that is very, very scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think it almost forces a Valder heal next turn instead of attacking into anything.
Yeah, he has to heal. And he has to defend his headquarters as well, because Ragna can potentially threaten that.
Yeah. The rest of the fighting forces are a little bit behind that, but for sure is on the table there.
Ooh, and this is a good option as well. He uses the knight aggressively and can cover it with the spears. So now everything is in a nice defended formation. And is threatening the headquarters with a knight crit. So positionally he's in a good spot. Even if GrKillSauce still starts his turn on equal unit count and an income lead. So both players have their own advantages at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's also Valder, so the lead is a little bit inflated because there's been already 2 free skeletons. Does end up padding it a little bit, but
Ooh, that golem's really threatening to the headquarters.
yeah, I can hit it next turn.
I actually really like this position from the spear in the south, where the knight can no longer crit it anymore. Even puts one of his swords at low health, and this is something that I think is going to become very standard, is when you think your opponent's commander can be aggressive potentially, you injure one of your swords just to give you the suicide option.
Yeah, I mean, definitely being able to get some chip damage in, but then free up the tile again to keep attacking behind it is an easy way to kill a commander that gets a little bit too big for their britches.
And Ragna does very much enjoy being aggressive and using her groove to do lots of damage, so...
If they didn't want me to jump in and shield slam stuff, then why do I have a really cool shield slam that does many damage? Question mark? Check mark?
He's basically just Reinhardt from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Probably gonna jump on this mountain? No, the forest tile. That is a very interesting move. And the 5-hill spears though are quite worrying. But oh right, she follows it up with her own spears.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit concerned about the golem, but that's pretty much it.
Heal coming, that heal on the sword. So not really worth gold wise. Ooh, and the follow up knight crit. Damn, that was a lot of damage done. And because Valder healed on a beach tile, he took a bit more damage from that Ragna groove, making him quite weak for the counter attack.
Yeah, especially given that last turn was used to heal as well. Well,
and this is Shu actually taking a unit lead for the first time. in like what 5 or 6 turns, so he was able to get a lot of damage off there. GrKillSauce still has the economic lead, so he's doing okay, but and I like that heal coming down. It means Valder can be aggressive without worrying about dying.
Well, okay.
Big mage crit comes in. Possibly gonna see this dog run in to finish off the spear, but
Yeah, it really does slow down a lot of the ferociousness of this push. But it's instead gonna go for the North Village on the road there.
and this golem position is so good just because Ragna's really going to struggle to get around and hit Valder. There are some
Yeah.
options though, like spear crit onto the knight in the south could open up that alley to allow double hits on Valder, but I don't know if she would die in return for it.
Yeah, given that your one spear is already so low, okay, I'm gonna set up the crit on the knight. It's mainly that there's no easy way to deal with the golem here yet, because she's gonna have to attack in with the commander herself to get the damage done.
Yeah, and like she actually can't finish the golem off. She can injure it really badly, but there are 2 mages nearby, so the golem should live. But yeah, for as good as the damage she did on this turn, I think GrKillSauce isn't in a prime position. Oh, he did get a good punish the turn after, and is now in a prime position to just kind of continue his economic and unit lead.
Yeah, and this decision to go for the dragon I think is a little sus, given there's already 2 mages basically here to intercept it. I'm not quite sure what the goal of that dragon is.
Mostly for threat, I think. It just means that the golem can't move too far forward. It does do a ton of damage to golem, so I think the dragon's actually one of the few cost-effective units in the game right now against them. Because trebuchets are really hard to get out, we designed the maps particularly to make that difficult. Moves the knight forward without attacking anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what that was about. That seems a bit weird.
The main thing, because like if you knock the golem below 40 health, then it becomes stronger at attacking than it is right now, which is quite dangerous.
That's fair.
Especially,
and you do get to kind of force the direction it can head in, but
yeah, especially, well, I mean, the worst thing that can happen is like golem gets to low enough health that Ragna can kill it on the counter hit, while the golem is also still doing large amounts of damage. And then you look and you've got this mage crit follow up from the north on Ragna and then Valder. So Chu doesn't want that golem to die just yet, and he doesn't want to put it in a health point where it will be able to start critting things. And now we're looking at this very strong economic lead for GrKillSauce. He has a very, very strong looking northern front, and his southern front isn't too bad. Like, he's losing that fight, but he isn't losing as badly as he's winning the north.
Yeah, it's kind of a race, right? Where like the northern front is moving much quicker
Rise
than
from your
the
grave.
southern front is falling.
He's gonna use the
Huh.
crit on the dog. Looks like he's gonna try and finish that dog off.
That is really not the way I would have expected that to go. Alright.
I think it makes sense though, because then the knight can kill one of these mages potentially. Although it would, if it did that, it would get punished by the spears, but... Okay, mage comes in, hits. Alright, then the follow-up heal, the golem's gonna almost finish the light off. I think sword runs in, yep.
Yep.
The knight comes in just to 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so it isn't really in crit range of anything right now, but it's in hitting range of stuff. Ragna's not really in a position to punish this.
Yeah, she's also kind of starting to get a little bit pinned in here. She can retreat behind the spears next turn, but you can feel the zombie horde starting to breathe down your neck.
I think one good option she has here is that you could potentially kill both of, or try to kill both of the mages, or at least very heavily injure the second one, and then that allows her dragon to come out and start dealing a lot of damage.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at KillSauce's side, and it's like, I don't even give that much of a heck about this dragon, because I'm just going to make another golem, and say deal with it.
Yeah, you can just continue spamming golem mage, but if he does that and the mages keep dying, then the dragon just becomes this very unstoppable force. Okay, Ragna's gonna run to the mountain and get the kill. And then just pulls back. So it doesn't go for the aggressive play, he goes for the more defensive maneuver.
Yeah, I like this decision to start ceding ground and pulling back, but I'm still not sure how you exactly find a way out of this one.
Yeah, I think the main thing you can try and do at this point is go for a big Ragna play, do a lot of damage with the groove, and then once that comes out, you start opening up the options of I can kill my opponent's commander in one turn.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long way off, though. She's only at 45% groove. Maybe you can get a nice little column of spears going and flex with the dragon to try and cut through a section to counter push, but
Okay, retreating with the balloon, or I guess not retreating, but moving elsewhere. Swings up north. Uses, actually that's quite clever, he uses that to get the crit.
yeah, still doesn't quite get the decap there, but
It does mean that that's now weak enough for Valder to just hit it at any point if he wants to. Or dog can decap.
I still think the animation for the dog capturing stuff is so wild, because they just kind of like headbutt the door and then they're like, oh, we found our way in, it worked, nice.
And now KillSauce is pulling back. I think one thing I noticed this turn is there was kind of a bait with the balloon and just the way the knights were positioned, and that knight crit was lined up, another knight crit on the mage was lined up, and mage could have reached the balloon. So almost baiting us around, but KillSauce doesn't try and go for anything like that. Even skips a unit build from his northeast racks.
I mean, I guess I kind of don't hate that with the decision to go for the witch. Just to bank a little bit of gold for a hex later, potentially. Like, your only options there are to make a sword or make a dog, and I don't know how bad you want either of those this stage.
Yeah, and KillSauce has such a lead right now that he could do something like skip a Rax build and it not be the end of the world. Chooses not to go for that water village capture. I don't know if that was a misclick or a deliberate decision to keep Valder from gaining groove, but Valder has this sword as a target right now, which I think is a much better option.
Okay, now I'm just going to capture it from the south side.
And Shu is able to move his army back and forth if he wants to, but the real downside is that KillSauce has an army on each side, whereas Shu only really has enough force to challenge one side at a time.
Well, this is kind of what I was talking about too, where this dragon has just kind of moved around and screened stuff, but there are now 3 mages on that right side, all revved up and ready to go.
Okay, uses that knight to line up for 2 different crits. He can hit the water village or the center village. So he's giving himself some options. Moves the commander. This is just going to switch sides again.
Yeah, it looks like...
Just gets his army into a good position. Ooh, this knight being very aggressive and threatening headquarters. He even moves his golem up to attack. Does leave it vulnerable to getting killed by the knight, but if the golem did try and go for that, or if the dragon did try and kill the golem, it would probably get killed in return. Ooh, and he gets a trebuchet out.
That's what I was trying to figure out while you were talking just there. I was like, oh, can the dragon actually do anything here? It'll probably 100% get killed for whatever it tries to go for, but... 200 turns later, this trebuchet might start doing stuff.
Well, thankfully this map's a little bit better for the trebuchet. It can use the barge to transport around.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you're gonna need it to just start chewing through this kind of turtle.
Yeah,
around,
trebs are very good against spear lines. Ooh, Shu's pushing up in the north. Does have to be careful though. If there's enough here to just throw themselves in, like Ragna has to be careful. Damn, there's so many spears on Shu's side of the map now. 2, 5, 9, 10 spears.
I think at that point it's called a phalanx. I don't know if those were spear guys or not. That's my crappy history joke for the day.
No, I think you're right. I think that was called a phalanx, and
I was like 95% sure, and then I undermined myself, as a true professional does.
that is so many spears. KillSauce just needs to build archers at this point.
It's a porcupine of spears. There we go.
Nice.
10 spears is a porcupine. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the answer already from KillSauce. It's like, yeah, archers would be great, but you know what? I'm gonna get big rock throwing archer.
I guess if he puts the golem in front of the trebuchet, it gets the hit with Valder. Yeah, if he puts golems and Valder in front of that trebuchet and he has hit mages to heal it, he can literally just walk the trebuchet into range of the enemy headquarters and then chuck rocks at it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a very strong plan.
And if spears try and walk forward to stop it, then they'll just get killed. The dragon is a huge threat to it. It can one-shot it on planes, so he is going to need to use the mages to wall that off, but... Decides to suicide the weakened sword, which I think is a good idea. Just doesn't want to feed Ragna any kind of groove. Continues to mass up and economically. This dragon's really smart. Ragna can no longer push forward onto the road tiles. She'll just get killed.
Yeah, I mean... all this early aggression to try and get map control seems to not be paying off, so...
Yeah, he put himself at
That
an
was
economic disadvantage and just continuing to get punished for it.
Why was the world's most ineffective dog?
Wants to get this golem weak enough, I think, to kill it. Oof, but
Yeah.
it lives on 5%. And the dragon is very dead at this point. And even a heavily weakened golem is still incredibly good value.
Yeah, and I mean, there is the option as well, again, for the heals behind this, so... it's not like it's out of the fight.
Wow, this entire spear formation just moved forward.
Yeah, I mean... it's kind of like the only thing you can do at this point, is you gotta start just marching forward and say, deal with it. It's a very intimidating wall, that's for sure, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
I think KillSauce just says screw it and kills the dragon. Yep. Hits it from the north. And then we're going to see a mage walk in and kill it. And that is incredibly good value.
Ragna Ragna does have her groove available again. So she can leap into danger.
Yeah, KillSauce is just gonna need to, I would say, speed things up a little bit, but it is quite complicated. Just gonna move
He's
that.
doing okay on time. 13.5 minutes to close this out. The trebuchet's on the way. Like, there's a very clear plan to finishing this game out. I'm not too fussed about the timer yet. It's really just a matter of execution, I think, at this point. Will it come out like you drew it up?
Yeah, there are some obvious moves you can make, like moving the dogs forward. Besides to heal his golem. The dragon can come down as well.
By my hand, rise.
Neat. Free Skelly.
Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of stuff like that. Kinda like to see him use one of these mages just to kill one of the spears. Get the crit using the forest. Not very gold effective, but it is very, I'm gonna like peck away at your giant wall of spears effective.
This trebuchet is also already starting to limit the options of how far forward the spear wall can push. So if it moves like a couple tiles forward, it'll start to be in range. But on the north side, there's a golem and a red dragon bearing down. So yeah, like the chokehold is starting to set in, and not exactly sure how you want to break this issue.
Okay, so how does Shu use his turn?
Well, there's really couple tempting slam spots on the north side to damage.
I'm gonna break you!
Oh, he's
all
gonna
these
go for
high
one.
value units.
Oh, big damage. Gonna follow up and kill the enemy golem as well. Puts his own golem in a weak spot. Ooh. Doesn't finish off the enemy golem. And I kind of worry that Ragna's dead here. Although she does get a decent surround. Which goes down.
Okay, so the balloon's gonna drop spears around her. She's only gonna be vulnerable from the one side, potentially two if the golem suicides in or retreats. I kind of like doing it this way though, because you are pulling sort of away from the impending doom of the Treb. Like, obviously you can just come forward and start menacing the HQ, but you're kind of trying to like kite it away and then give yourself the option of maybe counter pushing the HQ. I don't know, again, like it's gonna take so long to chew through most of the stuff on the north side that I don't think it's gonna work out like that, but the plan seems solid.
KillSauce. The other really good thing about this strategy from Shu is that KillSauce now has to consider a lot of options, which means a big time investment. And okay, like 12 minutes should be enough to finish the game at this point, but he has to think about that and consider everything. So
This is true.
will he manage to? I think things like... Oh, he's just gonna walk that back. Gonna go for the big... Ooh, that's a big cost-effective heal.
For sure.
Probably wants to try and get a second one of those big heals down, get the dragon to full health, and just start battering into things. Okay, we're gonna see this. Ooh, that goes down. That's big. And their sides are starting to open. Doesn't try and suicide 8 million units into Ragna. It's just going to continue to knock villages down, keep his big economic lead. The Treb...
Yeah, I mean, I like it doing it this way out of KillSauce because you get to like set up night turns as well as the impending doom clock behind it that is the Treb.
Yeah, and he can do things like move his knight to threaten the headquarters with a crit. And move the Treb forwards to cover basically everything. Goes for the capture, so his economic lead is now 1600 to 900, almost doubling the income. Treb comes forwards, one more turn and that Treb's in crit range of the headquarters. Knight gets into crit range of the headquarters. Dragon comes down to put itself in a position where it can just blast things if it wants to.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure KillSauce is lining up next turn to like... I guess 2 turns from now because the Treb still has to move again. But be able to dive with a bunch of high value units and just try and 1 turn volley down the HQ with all of these expensive units on the south side.
Another night out. I guess that's the potentially line up for a hit on the headquarters. Kind of would like to have seen an archer at some point though. But not going for it just yet. We've seen 2 Ragna grooves this game. That is kind of bizarre to think about. She could potentially get a 3rd before the game's over as well.
Sometimes you just need a big shield and to slam it on other things. But you need to do it lots.
Okay, she's gonna try and kill as much with these spears as he can. But the reality is a lot of these spears are gonna die.
I would say it's going to be a bloodbath, but they're skeletons, so they don't have blood.
Yeah, a bone marrow bath, I guess.
Maybe. I think it's just going to be dust in the wind, really. They'll just get pulverized.
And just so many spears, like creating a wall in front of the headquarters. Because that's the thing, KillSauce could just grind through that and get a night crit on the headquarters. There's so much stuff in front of his army. And if you're KillSauce, you just want to go ham and destroy as much of this as you can.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, and the question is, I think, only how much can you kill this turn? I'm actually kind of really curious, too, if the Treb is going to fire this turn, or if it is just going to scoot so it has the opportunity
I think
to
there's
start wailing on the
just
HQ.
enough spears that he has to use it aggressively
Yeah,
this
that's
turn.
kind of what I was thinking. Like, even if you leave the Golem and potentially Valder in front of it, it's a lot to lose the option of getting countered.
Let's Valder up on the mountain, get some groove. This Treb has the choice of whatever. Anything in crit range is just gonna die this turn, so.
Which Spearman's Day do you want to make the worst? Apparently that one on the south side.
Yeah, that's actually a good target because he wants to kill these mages off. And that opens it, yeah, that opens up the night crit, so he can pick off another mage. And once the mages start going down, he can use his dragon more freely. Hits it with the dog. Interesting choice. Ooh, that was a spear he wanted to kill.
Oh man, it lives at actual factual 1% too. That's so sad.
Yeah, KillSauce just needs to really just start going. As long as like his commander survives and he doesn't take too much counter attack damage, he can just kind of go blitz and kill his opponent.
Yeah.
My guess is we're gonna see a night crit come out on this spear in the south. Nope, uses it to wall for the trebuchet. I guess the harpy would hit anything that tried to cover the dragon. But the dragon is unfortunately going to eat a mage hit. Yeah, KillSauce is in a good position just to continue battering down his opponent. Just builds another golem.
Yeah, another golem.
And if I'm KillSauce, I kind of want my units to start, like my weaker units to start dying. Because that means if I'm just trading with my opponent and killing units. Ooh, mage lives, damn. Yeah, if I'm trading with my opponent, then as the timer becomes more and more of a factor, having less units to worry about becomes more and more like beneficial.
Yeah. I feel like this game is definitely in its twilight hours though, so I don't know how much of a factor that'll end up being. Also, did Ragna? No, she's not in crit range of the Treb.
No, but the units around her are, so could start seeing some sides getting opened here. Harpy hits pretty big. Going to allow for some stuff. Dragon gets injured really quite badly. Super important. Alright, Golem goes down. How much do these do to Golem? 60 base, so like 54. But we can see that Golem go down next. Just more and more units coming to block. Balloons. Only like a full health mage will kill a balloon, so that's actually a really effective wall right now.
Mm.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of units.
I mean, the question becomes how hard is the counter punishment gonna be this turn, but it's kind of looking like maybe Shu is doing it. On the south side here, there's a dragon at 20-ish, a Treb, and then some swords and some doggies and spears.
Well, he has to activate the grinder. Okay, injures the mage. Injures the spear. He needs to start killing stuff. But I don't think any of the stuff he's got right now is lining up to do that. Right, dog crit comes through. That's important. Knight comes through. That opens up, so he can finish off the golem now.
Yeah, I see assume the knight runs into the golem and then Valder finishes off, but
Probably wants to use Valder first just to keep Valder, or just to keep the knight alive as a body blocker.
okay.
Okay. Tries to injure his golem using the village, while also weakening the village, but doesn't get the kill. KillSauce is starting to run out of time.
Yeah.
Rise from
correct.
your grave.
KillSauce gonna have to find the kill here.
Just hits the golem with a sword crit. Yeah, I mean it saves Valder up on full health. Heals the knight. The harpy will be able to chase it down and do some damage to it, but
Will the harpy be able to kill the dragon next turn, even?
it could do. Yeah, the harpy has the choice of whichever option it wants to go for. He's just gonna play us a lot faster. He may even just completely destroy KillSauce's army here. Damn, you know someone's confident when they put Ragna on a road in front of the enemy.
Right. Good lord. Even a
Oof.
golem 3-ish almost kills that treb. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, big harpy crit as well.
Yeah, I was thinking the harpy actually would forgo the crit to sit on that road tile and block, but that also works.
Yeah, I mean Valder can just retreat through his village, but Shu has managed to do a large amount of damage. KillSauce still technically has a lead in units, but they're not quite where he wants them to be in terms of things like the golems at just the wrong amount of health. His mage, he doesn't really have mages to cover against air. Those balloon blocks are really effective. This mage at the back isn't doing much. He can't do things like clutch mage heals when he needs them.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I'd
A lot of
even
these-
like to see like a golem and a... Oh wow, he puts it in the barge? Okay. That golem comes out, finishes the enemy golem off. Mage heal comes down. Makes sense, he wants that golem to be able to do something. Builds another golem of his own. Would kind of like to see a witch come out, to be honest. Just run that down in hex if possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one way to start chugging through this porcupine of, of spears. But this KillSauce is under 3 minutes now. And I'm not sure, short of Ragna overextending, how he's going to close this one out now.
He still has options available in the form of these golems could just keep smashing their way through the enemy army. And he's done a good job at really thinning the spear count down. But the question is he going to have much of an army left afterwards? Gets free damage on Valder with the Harpy. Ragna has Groove again. Not even going to bother hitting the enemy golem. Gonna damage everything else. Valder actually has to run back because Ragna can just jump on him.
Yeah, And again, he's kind of in a position where there's not a whole lot to heal off of. I guess this water village and the little lake there is kind of the best option, but...
Use a balloon to ferry forward dogs. So, Shu, his slower, sluggish spear force is really thinned out, but now he's got RPs, mages, and dogs behind it, and those are going to be able to chase very effectively. And KillSauce just kind of needs to run.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 2 and change minutes on the clock too, running is not where you want to be. You want to be finishing the game, preferably.
Yeah, he went for a big push and it just didn't work out. He was able to just grind through it.
Goes for another dragon on the north side, but...
We're on turn 20. Damn.
You're finished!
Yo jump's gonna come out. Deal a whole bunch of more damage. This golem in the south side is gonna be very weak. Probably gonna see a spear crit come onto it. From the flagstone as well, so golem. Could even move the barge down to the north of the golem to prevent it from running.
You're trapped in here with me!
And there is one mage on this map from KillSauce.
Yeah, these harpies have been... that's what I was just thinking myself, is these harpies have been starting to put in overtime.
And now it's Shu that has the army that could potentially push on the headquarters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you need to, though, from Shu. I think you just need to play your turns quickly and wait on the clock.
Yeah, and like, timeouts are kind of a sucky way to lose, but I do think Shu has now turned this game around to the point where he has the unit lead.
Yeah, it's Shu's game to lose at this point. And I don't see how KillSauce can get to this HQ in 90 seconds or get to Ragna behind this wall of friends. Yeah, you made that dragon, now it's already taking some free damage there.
Finishes the golem off. And Shu can just push forward. He has this big line of spears. There's a big line of swords from KillSauce. And that's one of the big things, is swords. They're great early game, and they're actually quite good for blocking in the mid game and the late game, but against just, like you said, a phalanx of spears, they're just not going to be able to push through.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be okay, because I always, like, kind of weirdly still underestimate spears. But I did not expect it to go this well. So KillSauce gonna pass turn with just over a minute left.
Continue picking off units. RPs and dogs just gonna run in and do lots of damage. even
So
puts
the
a
balloon
mage.
is vulnerable to the witch next turn, but I don't even think it matters at this point.
Yeah, it's there to wall for the mage more than anything until wall for the units. It moves the mage into a position where it's safe and can punish the witch too.
Mm. And yet another dragon.
So KillSauce is
We
very much in the I'm gonna try and build dragons every turn and not die and try and get the punish.
You know, I love this decision. I think it's going to strike some people as weird, but just saying, I don't even need to move most of these units. I just need to move the stuff that limits your moves. And then they're just rapidly shipping the turn back and forth. And like KillSauce kind of doing the same thing. Saying, alright, I'm just going to move my dragon one tile and then make another one.
Yeah, and this is when we start seeing dragon after dragon get produced, and mages as well. Just in case. And his army is in a position where it's just baiting KillSauce to make turns quickly. He's just going to continue
I
to...
wonder... Because given that KillSauce just kind of like instantly passed turn there, if we do get in a world where that's a possibility, one dragon's going to dive on the treb. Of them just shipping turn back and forth, like only using 1 to 2 seconds at a time for a while. But that, I think, very heavily favors Shu still.
Alright, even doing really bad trades like throwing a harpy into a witch.
Yeah, I mean, when you're this far ahead, I don't think there's really too much of a reason not to.
Oh, we're seeing stuff like... Oh, damn, that balloon goes down as well. Yeah, we're seeing stuff like just hitting Valder because there's only so much you can do. And Ragna is so far away and surrounded by mages. Q is just gonna try and kill everything.
These harpies have paid for themselves so many times over.
Oh, it doesn't quite kill the golem. He had a full health dragon that could have hit that golem though, so...
Meanwhile, the KillSauce dragons are kind of like watching helplessly because there's nothing on the ground for them to actually shoot.
This is turning into air versus air, and KillSauce taps out. He realizes this is over.
There we go. Defeat.